banished the rodents, we cleared up the pests. The park was now safe to use. We spoke to the owner, a man named Oz. We all introduced ourselves, and what it all comes down to is that everyone else lacks my social grace. Dalmoff reached into his pocket, but in doing so his goncho was misplaced. A pissing contest between two thieves, mutual respect. A letter composed to Darathra, our help it did reflect. To unusual items we do aspire. A plan to gain the upper hand, the dice and desire.
Gregamel.
Yes.
Yes.
Krill, Quinch.
Hello.
If this place might be somewhat unusual, why don't we see if we can get the upper hand? I've got an idea. Quinch and Krill.
Hello.
Why don't you both enter the premises unspeakingly?
What does that mean?
It means without talking, Krill. Making your physical presence felt. I will then enter as a herald of sorts, and introduce a visitor, an important person. Introduce Gregamel as being a visitor of great renown and of great import, and see if we can somewhat get the upper hand, catch whoever is in here on the back foot, so to speak, so that we might have an advantage if it came to making a deal.
So we go in, we say nothing.
The big boys go in as bodyguards.
Okay.
Maybe as if you go in as if you're scouting the place to check to see if it's safe. I will then go in as a mouthpiece. I will give the signal. Daboff, you will take the role of the close protection of the important visitor, and Gregamel, you of course will be the important visitor.
Well, who else would I be? I am the most important member of this party, after all.
The general, as it were.
Yes, exactly.
Wow. That lovely callback. Okay, so the two of you are going in, yeah? Is that what's so? How quickly between all of these transitions are we talking about? The guys going, the two big guys going in, and then there being a bit of a gap? Are we talking about essentially all following in at the same time?
I think that the two big boys would go in. We would give them 30 seconds, a minute, in which and
then one of us would hold open
That's
the door.
That's a dangerously long amount of time for Krill and Quinch to be anywhere.
Exactly.
People in a China shop comes to mind.
Yeah.
And with that, Krill's off.
Quinch follows.
Right, I'm at the door. What's the door saying? Is it a push? Is it a pull?
It's getting kicked in.
It is a push.
Okay. What's it going to take to kick it in?
Why?
Right, I'm not gonna kick it in. I'm not gonna. That's too. That's too obtrusive. I am.
Why don't you gently tap it with your foot?
We're supposed to.
Yes, I will.
We're supposed to be bodyguards, not hooligans.
Okay, with that, I try to handle, but with the intention of just going in.
So there is no on this side of the door. There is no handle. It is a pushing type.
Excellent. I do it.
Door.
I push, but with some force, with no regard for what may be behind the door.
Okay, so you push it quite, roughly.
Am I rolling?
No. The door swings open, my friend.
Right,
It's completely. It's daytime, and this is, for all intents and purposes, looks like a place of business. The door swings open with ease.
What do I see? I'm inside.
Are you
I'm
going in?
inside. I've pushed, and as I've pushed, I've followed through.
Okay.
Quinch
Follow
just
through, brilliant.
Quinch leans into Krill and says, "Krill, I know you saw that window, and I just want to say that I'm proud of you."
Thanks. It's
Okay.
it's
So the big guys.
it's been 3 days without a window, and I'm struggling. But let's carry
We'll
on.
find one big guy. Don't worry.
The two big guys walk in, and you are greeted with a sight of what seems to be a shop. It's somewhat different to most of the shops. Most places you've been have been sort of littered with items like all over the wall and surfaces and counters and whatnot. This is a very sparse shop. It's basically there are a few shelves, small shelves on the walls, but they each contain like one item each. This is very much like a show shop, shall we say? Rather than being filled with items, it's more about showing off specific, smaller items. It's very tidy, incredibly like spotless. Again, not in keeping with most of the shops that you've come across. It's, for want of a better word, modern and sleek, and it's again very not in keeping with this town, because this town is very sort of not run down by any means, but it's quaint, whereas this is not that. And stood sort of at the back of the room, so to speak, greeting you with a smile on his face, is a human bedecked in he wears he's got like a black hat on, quite a tall black hat. He's got a white shirt. He's got a waistcoat on that's all like rainbow colours. Black.
You just tell me when I'm free to go. You just give me the cue. Just give me the cue.
He's got black trousers and he's got like red boots on. And he says, and as you and Quinch stride into the room,
I'm not going to give him a chance to speak, so just say go. Just say go.
He says he is going to speak, and he says, a half orc and a dragonborn half human enter a shop, and the shopkeeper says, "How can I help you?"
Krill marches up to him and goes, "Who else is in here?
There's no one in.
Is it just us?"
There is no one in here, Krill, other than myself, you, and Quinch.
You know my name.
I know plenty of things, Krill.
Right,
what else do you know?
Just before we progress, I had a plan for what I was going to say, and I'm going to stick to it. He turns to Quinch and goes, "The coast is clear. Blue Tango, bring in the asset."
Wonderfully, may I say, Krill, wonderfully delivered as always.
You just wait. We've got someone. It's not going to work, is it? You know who we are.
Yeah, no, I'll go and tell the others. Quinch just goes outside. And
Krill fucked it.
Does Quinch have any trouble finding the others?
No, I assume
I wouldn't have thought so. I've just made my way through the door, about to come down and do my bit. So,
okay, fellas, I've got some bad news. And funny enough, it's not anything we've done. So this plan sounds really good, but
right, Quinch. So the plan was you go down, you and Krill go down, unspeakingly. Okay, so let's just clarify that happened. Yes. Okay, so you and Krill, so far have not spoken.
That would be an elaboration on the truth. And I have to listen. As soon as we stepped in there, this flamboyant gentleman.
Flamboyant?
I mean, we can all invent words, Quinch.
Can all invent places as well, but I haven't done so thus far this episode. Excuse me. This shopkeep or shop assistant instantly knew who we were, started addressing us by name, and he seems to know everything about us, with the implications that he's well aversed with our antics. And I do not think that this game of play will work on this establishment.
He knew your name.
Just as you finish that sentence, you hear whereabouts are you? Are you still just slightly outside the door, Dweezil?
Yeah. So if wherever they,
yeah. Yeah.
You hear just like a pleasant Dweezil for the first time hears a pleasant voice coming from inside the shop going, "Are they going to come in, Quinch?"
Yes, I'm just getting them. They were tying their shoelace, I think. Yes,
He knows your name, Quinch.
Yes, I didn't.
Krill shouts from inside, "He knows everyone's name!"
You know why that is, don't you, Quinch? You're wearing your name badge, and with that, Dweezil pokes his finger into the middle of Quinch's chest. Does Quinch look down?
I'm not falling for that one again. And then some force of habit, Quinch does look down.
Yeah, Dweezil does the thing where I flick his nose, yeah. And then I just laugh.
Every damn time.
I look at Gregomel and Dabov and go, the big idiots have clearly ruined the plan, so let's just wing it. Backflips it is.
Yep. Hold the door, Dweezil. I'm backflipping in. He won't expect that.
Wait. Once you've come in, I've got a bit. So once you're in, let me know.
Yeah. I guess we just go in.
Once you're in, let me know. Brilliant.
All the innuendo. As you walk in the shop, you hear Krill talking to the guy, and he says, "And I guess, really, I'm just trying to make him proud of me."
Of course you are, Krill. I think everyone understands that that's your whole motivation with everything you've been doing. We'll see how it turns out, though, won't we?
Thank you. You're a very good listener.
Oh, I'd like to think so. I'm one of them.
My friends are here. Friends, this is... Sorry, I've just been talking about me. What was your name?
Oh, thank you. It's good to see all of you in here finally. My name is Joka Puyalela.
Fuck.
Of course it is.
Please, could you spell your surname?
Of course I can, Quinch. I understand you have difficulty with words, and especially with names. Gives you a little wink. My name is Joka, that is spelt Joka. And my surname is Puyalela. Puolella. Have you all written that down in your notes?
God.
I have committed it to memory, Joka.
Excellent, you got my name right first time. Well done, Quinch. Have an inspiration.
Oh, I see we're just handing those out willy-nilly now. Fine.
What is that in-game character?
Inspiration is a thing that helps you on your way, much as I am here to do.
I like this one.
How can I assist you today?
Wow,
I've literally silenced an entire room.
I think 5 coffees should do. Do you sell coffee?
5 coffees. They have not yet arrived, Mr. Wallows, but when they do, I'm sure that I'll keep them on hold for you.
Well, they'll be cold by that point. What's the point of cold coffee?
I can see that we're having a little bit of trouble keeping up here, aren't we? Perhaps I should explain what is going on here.
Yeah.
Would that help?
Yeah, do that.
Yes.
Welcome to the Teller's Cellar. We did have a little bit of difficulty with the name, so hence you will have seen from the sign that we spelt it slightly differently first time around and then changed it. I am Joka Puyalela. I am here as an emissary from the one true God to assist you on your way. Should you require any magical items, I can of course convey them to you, assuming that we have them in stock. You will see on the shelves to the sides of the room, we already have some stock available for you, and indeed I have something to pass on to one of you shortly. I will do so shortly, but not just yet. We'll get there in all good time. You're probably wondering how I know your name. Well, nobody knows, but I do. I know your name, I know everything you've done, I know everything you are about to do, and therefore nothing will surprise me.
If you know everything we're about to do, what's Daboff about to do now?
One would assume he's probably going to do a backflip.
Joke's on you, fuckface. Front flip. Go for it. Right. What we're rolling. I assume acrobatics?
Yeah, acrobatics, of course, yes.
I don't think he doesn't get his advantage on front flips, though, does he? It's only back flips.
And he's indoors.
If he fails and it doesn't land on his feet, he actually tries to do a front flip, ends up doing a back flip, and Joka was right all along.
I rolled an unnatural 20.
Wonderful. Well, it turns out I don't know everything you're going to do. This is fantastic. It's a surprise for me and you.
I just like that I called him
Wonderful
fuckface and then did a front flip.
Krill says, "How many fingers am I holding up?" and holds 4 fingers out in front of him.
If you can count them, then that's how many.
Joka, how would you describe my wings?
Glorious.
He knows everything about us.
Sorry, these people are a little special. I had the word magical items.
Here we are, Mr. Wallows. Wonderful. Have you been getting the memories yet?
Well, I remember walking in the shop and you promising me coffee coming.
I didn't promise coffee, but I can, of course, furnish you with one. And with that, he does a little jiggery-pokery on his hand and appears a cup of steaming black coffee for Mr. Wallows. Hands it to you.
I'm one of the most powerful sorcerers in the world, but yet I can't magic up my own bloody coffee. And this pure amateur right here can. I've never been so impressed.
There's plenty more where that came from, but please do not abuse the system. Yes, magical items. As I say, you may purchase magical items from me. This is a shop, after all, that I'm here as an emissary to assist you on your way.
I have a list of requests.
I thought you might, Mr. Tzula. But let me just show you around the room and to let you know what we have in stock currently. This is a shop. We do not have everything in store. It may seem that I am a truly powerful being that could just wish anything up. Unfortunately, I cannot do that. Certain items are currently outside of my reach, but I can work hard on getting them for you, but I don't have them right now. But as I say, we do have some things here if you wish to take a look.
Could you tell me what you've got in stock, please?
Excellent. Of course, Bringer of Omens. And he leads you around the room, pointing at there's 8 items in full, and you see two of the items are spell scrolls. One is for the cantrip Blade Ward, and one is for the spell. I think it's a first level spell, Witch Bolt. You also see a small pot of an item known as Keoton's ointment. There is a bag of beans with who knows how many beans inside. A rather hardy-looking shield. A wand of magic detection. Something by the name of Nolzur's marvelous pigments, and a cloak of displacement. And so you get to the last item, listing them all off. Do any of these take your fancy today, gentlemen? Would any of you be interested in purchasing any of these items? If you want to know the price, I can surely give this to you.
What's so special about that shield?
That shield? I mean, if I were to give it some sort of mechanical use, I would suggest it was possibly a +1 shield, if that makes any sense to you.
It does, but I'm not really that much of a shield guy.
Interesting. I'm glad you asked.
Can you go through the list one more time?
Excellent. Of course I can. And he literally leads you around the room again, pointing into each item as he does so. First of all, we have the spell scroll for the Blade Ward cantrip. We have another spell scroll for Witch Bolt. We have Keoton's ointment. Yes, that's right, Quinch, ointment. And we also have bag of beans. Yes, bag of beans, yes. We have the shield. Quinch, what type of shield is it?
It's a nondescript shield.
Yes, that's... He looks over to Dweezil. I can see that you've had trouble with this one. And he carries on round the room. We have a wand of magic detection. We have Nolzur's marvelous pigments.
I want the big one.
Sorry?
I want. Please, could I have the pigments?
The pigments? I can, of course, try and sell you the pigments. It may be outside of your budget. You may have to speak to the rest of your group.
Dweezil,
let's finish the list first.
Can you?
And finally, a cloak of displacement.
How much might that cost?
The Cloak of Displacement?
Absolutely.
That would be 5,000 gold pieces.
Oh God, Christ Almighty! Let's.
Seems very cheap, affordable, and reasonable, Krill.
Yeah.
How much
I
were the
wasn't going to
pigments?
insult him.
Sorry, Quinch?
How much are the pigments?
I'm afraid they are also 5,000 gold pieces. They are quite powerful magical items.
Okay.
So affordable.
Do you know how famous Gregory is? He's a really big deal.
I am kind of a big deal. I mean, I would be interested in your witch bolt. How much is that? If you say 5,000, I may have to slap you.
It's 5,000. I'm only kidding there, Mr. Wallows. It's 60 gold pieces.
Oh. Well, that's almost a bargain. How much for me?
For you, I'm not selling you.
Magic me another
but
coffee.
But of course, if the person controlling you wishes to roll me a persuasion check, we can see if we can do anything about the price.
It's breaking the fourth wall.
Ho! What's a fourth wall, Krill?
It's the one where the window is. Persuasion roll! I've got a roll of a 10 plus 7, 17.
17. Excellent. That's fairly suitable. I'm willing to go to 55 gold pieces for this.
Well, do I want it for 55 gold pieces? That's the question.
Excellent. Well, you think about that, and I will carry on around the room. Does anyone else have any interest
I think
here?
as a group, we're better off you listing the items in order of lowest price.
I think you'll find they were already in that order.
Joka.
10 gold pieces. Let me just give you all the prices, I think is what you're asking for there, Krill. 10 gold pieces for the Blade Ward. 60 gold pieces for the Witch Bolt. The ointment is 120 gold pieces. The bag of beans is 200 gold pieces. The shield, 500. The wand of magic detection, 500. And the other two items you are aware, 5,000 gold pieces. A piece.
I'll be outside.
Goodbye, Krill. It's been a pleasure meeting you. Hopefully we meet each other again soon.
Jota.
Joka, but that's fine. You've only just met me.
Yeah, Diego Jota. Tell me more about the pigments.
The Nolza's marvelous pigments.
Correct.
Well, they're quite a powerful little beast.
Dweezil, do you not remember we've heard about these before when we were in Radiantus?
There we go.
It's a magic paint that can paint anything into from your imagination, and it can make it real.
Oh,
this is quite remarkable that you have such knowledge.
As I said, when we were in Radiantus, we were speaking to an artist who uses it to create. Well, actually, it's fairly rude, but they use it to create piles of human flesh.
Oh, doesn't seem rude at all. Seems quite creepy, if anything.
Well, their genitals, I mean, disemboweled genitals.
Well, that is quite rude, actually. Yes.
So. Now you mention it, Quinch. This does ring a bell. Joka. So these are pigments that can be used to create an object or an illusion, for example. But the success of which is surely limited by the skill of the artist. Would you agree that the pigment does not make the artist makes the pigment?
This is absolutely correct. If you are able to paint sufficiently well, you will be able to create something that looks pretty much as it is. However, if you're not a good artist, then this is probably not for you.
Are you a judge of a quality artist?
I am not one to judge art. No, I'm just here to sell items.
So you, but I mean, you can. I mean, would it be correct for me to assume that perhaps you don't know art, but you know what you like, Joka?
I think we all know what we like, Dweezil.
I have an interesting object that you might enjoy. And with that, Dweezil just dips his hand into his pouch and pulls out a canvas that's rolled up. and I lay it down on the floor and unroll it, all the while making eye contact with Joka, as if to kind of increase the excitement, and the anticipation of the great work of art that he's going to see. And as I unroll it, it becomes apparent to him that it is a painting of dogs playing poker. No, sorry, unicorns playing poker. It is, isn't it, that I've got? And I just kind of raise my eyebrows as if to say, now this is art. What do you think of this, Joka?
I think it's a wonderful painting. I remember when you located it within Aldrich Swayze's house. It's wonderful.
But you know who painted this, don't you, Joka? Because you know everything.
I do. Chiffonier.
And you know that the value of this painting is equal to the value of the marvellous pigments.
It is quite an interesting argument that you've put to me. I do not believe that Chiffonier is somebody that is quite that famous just yet. I am willing to deal with you. I would not put this at 5,000 gold pieces, however.
Perhaps more.
I would not have thought so.
What value? What value would you put on this painting?
I would call it 500 gold pieces.
Nice. You're not getting your pencil crayons, Quinch. Sorry.
Your pencil crayons.
Joka, why are you dangling these carrots before us?
I believe it is worthwhile showing you the sort of things that you could acquire from the teller's cellar at some point in the future. It is worth noting that these stock will not stay here forever. It is possible the next time we meet, there will be different stock.
Well, seeing as you know the future, could you tell me if that will still be in stock the next time we meet?
There is a possibility. You may request any magical item from me. I can see if we can get it in for you. Just because it is not in stock now does not mean it won't be in stock ever.
Krill hears that and he comes back inside with his piece of paper out going, "Oh, we take requests, do we?"
I do apologise if that was not clear from the beginning, Mr. Tzula.
Mr. Tzula was my father.
Well, I believe he still is your father.
That's a fair point. Right, so do you have access to any belts of giant strength? Any will do.
Any will do. Right, give me a second.
He steps into the back room.
Let me just check for you, Mr. Tzula. And he closes his eyes and stands very still and sort of just goes into a semi-trance and comes back into the room and says, as he reappears, opens his eyes and sort of becomes more animated and says, I can indeed provide you with a belt of hill giant strength. It will be 6,000 gold pieces.
Okay, he shows him, without taking it off, his gauntlet of ogre strength and says, "Would you trade it for this?"
Would I trade a lesser item for a more stronger item?
I think if you look at the Dungeon Master's Guide on their value, they're the same.
I do not believe so in this case.
I have an item to sell that could help you out here.
Yes, just quickly, how much credit would I get for this?
I will give you 500 gold pieces.
I'm sorry. Do you know how many ogres I had to kill to get this? It's a very rare drop.
Can you roll me a persuasion check, please?
A unnatural 19.
Natural 19. Krill, I do like you. You're a wonderful half-orc and you've brought many hours of entertainment. I am willing to bring the price up on your second-hand item to 750 gold pieces. I am willing to bring the price down on the belt to 5,500 gold pieces.
We're getting somewhere. I don't know why I sound like an English guy. Sorry. Yeah, that's amazing. Brilliant. Cool. I'm still a bit of a way off. I don't know how we're gonna make up the difference is what I'm really struggling with.
Perhaps you should just wait, earn some more money, and come back another day when you can suitably buy it. There is no rush. The belt will be here the next time you are able to attend.
Okay, next on the list.
Oh, this is quite the challenge.
Do you have an animated shield? It's like a shield, but I'd speak to it and I'm like, go there, and it goes there. It's pretty cool.
An animated shield. Very rare. Jesus
Let's
Christ.
not bother. Let's leave. Do you have winged boots?
I'm afraid that I do not have the shield. And what do you want? Winged boots.
Yeah, and then there's just one more after this.
Okay. I am able to put my hands on winged boots.
At what cost?
At what cost? That would be 500 gold pieces.
Why don't you trade your gauntlets of ogre strength for the winged boots, Krill?
Wait, let me just metagame and see how much strength I lose by taking off my gauntlets.
All of it? Didn't you dump stat your strength?
No.
Well, Sam does this. Does anybody else have any requests?
I've got a cheese knife that I wish to sell you.
I would be willing.
Let me tell you about this cheese knife before you give me a price. This is not any cheese knife. This is the cheese knife that was used to defend the good people of Nightstone. It possibly killed many an orc on its journey. I cannot say. I did not speak to the guy in that much detail when he gave it back to me.
My understanding is that they did not come into any harm, not because of the cheese knife, but that there was no harm in their way.
People were scared of the cheese knife.
However, it is a cheese knife that has belonged to the wonderful Gregomel Wallows, and I'm sure that there are some people out there that will buy it for novelty's sake. I'm willing to give 50 gold pieces for this.
Sold!
And he magics up 50 gold pieces into his hand and passes over. Wonderful. Thank you for the cheese knife.
Just jumping back in very quickly.
Yes.
How much would you give me for a goat that is foretold to play a big part in a epic adventure? Maybe this is his part in the epic adventure, being traded for goods that will help me on my epic adventure. His name's Sebastian. He's a lovely guy.
I am afraid that I will not buy Sebastian at any price. He is vital to everything that happens hereafter.
Right, okay. Just looking at my inventory again. You guys... deck of playing cards. Want to buy
it? Yes, 5 gold pieces.
Done. Just clearing some space.
Excellent. I feel like we're going round in circles somewhat.
I've got this signet ring. I can't remember where we got it. Oh, it's got a black-winged serpent on it. Do you want it? I made the mistake of assuming that it was a serpent with just black wings, but it's actually all black winged serpent. It was confusing when it was given to me and explained, but it's a black winged serpent on a ring.
Yes, I would be willing to buy this from you. I would give you possibly 100 gold pieces for it.
Absolutely done. Removed from inventory. Yeah. I got my gem back off the lady that I gave the dog to. Yeah, let's not get into that. You know what happened. I
do.
I gave 1 gem to Quinch. Did I give anybody else a gem?
No.
I've got 4 gems worth 100 gold each. Are you willing to buy them?
I am willing to buy all of them for 100 gold pieces each,
Done.
yes.
I was going to ask if you had any cheap gemstones.
Yeah.
So
I have these 4 gems for 150 gold pieces each.
do you have any others?
Just made 505 gold. I'm an absolute businessman.
I do not have any other gems, I'm afraid. I understand why you require the gems, I just do not have them on me. Perhaps you should try one of the other stores.
Can I just double check, is this the building with the well out back?
I'm not sure entirely why that's relevant, but it is a building and there is a well nearby.
Are there gemstones down the well?
I would not have thought so.
You should go and check anyway.
Joka, you mentioned that you had a musical item.
Dweezil, I'm glad that you finally asked and that we can hopefully move along a little swifter. Yes, I've got a package just for you. It came in. It's got your name on it. Remarkable, really, as if they knew that you would be here at some point. And he hands over a very small and tightly wrapped parcel. And when I say small, I would say it's probably the size of like a golf ball or something like that. It's very small.
Wow. And it's got my name on it.
It has, yes, scrawled very much around the outside.
It also has "Love from Catamon" on it.
Joka, who brought this to you?
It appeared, as do all the things. Nobody brings them here. They're just here.
How did the gems get here?
Krill bought them and gave them to me.
Krill just shyly looks up at Quinch while he's counting his 500 gold he's just made, and he's like, "Money's money at the end of the day, isn't it? Sorry, didn't know you were into gems. Is that a thing?"
Quinch is counting his teeth and isn't paying attention.
Ah, those wonderful teeth. They have brought many hours of entertainment. Dweezil, would you like to unwrap your package and let's see what's inside?
Oh, Jesus Christ!
What's it? Right? Can you describe the wrapping of it and everything? Is it like brown paper, string? What's the
brown paper with to Dweezil's eyes some sort of weird clear
Clear
substance. Some weird sort of clear strips of a substance he's not seen before.
What did you say this shop was called?
The Teller's Cellar. Not to be confused with the Teller's Cellar.
And this strange clear tape. Is this your tape? Was the tape on here, or is it a special tape that you have made? Is it your cellar tape, or?
Oh,
wonderful, Dweezil. We'll get much mileage out of that one.
I'll open my parcel, please.
Okay. So I'll have a sleight of hand because it is very tightly wrapped.
That's a Dutty 21.
Yeah. So it's dirty, but it is tightly wrapped, but you managed to untangle all the tape and get it open. And at first you're a little bit confused, like what is here? Like it's just paper, and all of a sudden you just suddenly hear just like a little noise of something hits the floor, and you bend down, and it's pretty difficult to see. But all of a sudden you noticed a small object, and you pick it up, and you notice that you are now the owner of the world's smallest violin.
Amazing.
incredible!
I'm assuming that you have never seen a world's smallest violin before, Dweezil. Is this correct?
That is correct, Joka.
Well, this is quite the item. This item, after an opponent fails an attack against you, as a reaction, I don't know what that is, wink. As a reaction, you can play the violin. All enemies in 30 foot must make a Constitution saving throw, and if they fail, they are blinded by tears until the end of their turn.
That's amazing.
The violin has 3 charges and regains 1d4 -1 at dawn, whatever that is, wink.
Is that a bonus action, whatever that is?
A reaction, wink.
That's amazing.
Wow. Awesome.
Hopefully other packages will arrive for all of you at given times.
Well, thank you.
Is there anything else anyone else would like to buy today? Any of these wares on the shelves, or anything you'd like to request for next time you come into the Teller's Cellar?
Nothing on the walls.
How much is Mosey worth?
With that, Krill just sticks a big middle finger up at Quinch and just walks out the shop.
Goodbye, Krill. Goodbye, everyone else. If you're also leaving, I don't know. It seems like that you all have got what you need.
Yes, I've got a Dunkel to go and see.
Excellent. Just one thing. I will not be here forever. You may have noticed that none of the other NPCs, wink, have ever talked about a magic shop. It's almost as if they don't know I exist. So, there's that information.
Lovely stuff.
Excellent. That's also silenced you. Goodbye, and if you see me again, then please do come inside. The cellar, I mean.
I do not need to be told to come inside.
I do have a question. So say
wonderful.
that we thought of an item that we wish for you to get in stock for next time that we come along. Is there a way that we can contact you?
I will always be around. If I feel that it is appropriate to come and see you, I will come and see you, Mr. Wallows.
Very well. Enjoy your travels.
Let us be clear, I am watching you at all times.
What about when I'm in the bath?
At all times, Mr. Wallows.
I'll keep an eye open.
Yes, you will. And with that, I assume you leave the house, the shop.
Yep.
Dabble, did you want anything? You've been a bit quiet.
Do you do custom items at all? Can I make a request?
You may indeed make a request.
I'm looking for some sort of a trap box. If you could make one for me, if that's something you think you could do, trapped with maybe a spell.
This is interesting. Please leave this information with me, and next time you meet me, I may have something for you.
Thank you very much.
No problems. Goodbye. Right, what do you want to do? Dunkel.
Let's go see a Dunkel.
So you leave the teller's cellar, and you look behind you, and it's almost like it's disappeared. But then actually you realise, no, it is actually still there. It's not actually gone. It's you just look in the wrong direction. You head north through the town towards where Dars advised you'd be able to meet Harriet at her shop, and you arrive at a small smithy with a sign outside saying the Dunkel Arms. It's worth noting, to get there, you've passed by also another smithy, a larger smithy, which is Fohammer's Forge, where Gelbrin Fohammer resides and works. As you approach the Dunkel Arms, it's in terms of daytime, it's sort of late afternoon by this sort of point. It's sort of about, I say late, sort of 4 o'clock in the afternoon, shall we say? And you can hear the clanging of hammer on steel as the inhabitant is working away on her item. It's a small as I say, it's a fairly small smithy, but it's open fronted, so there's no door, or at least the doors are open, meaning that you can see inside, and you see quite a youngish looking girl inside, quite slight. I mean, you've always probably had, or the smithies you've met in the past are all sort of quite stocky and muscular through just the sheer work that they do. But this one doesn't seem quite as big built, or have that same sort of level of muscular structure. So yeah, and you just see this girl working away on a weapon. What would you like to do?
As we enter, I'm just kind of absent-mindedly singing, "For civil engineering on the Sword Coast, the Dunkels have it in hand." Just singing the Dunkel jingle, just excitedly.
Is that breaking the fourth wall? And as you enter, she's hard at work, and she doesn't hear the singing, the roaring fire and the clattering of hammer on steel has she's just not heard you sing.
Just probably sing it a bit louder. Get everyone to join in. Come on, Quinch, join in.
Oh, she be a Dunkel brother.
Beautiful song, Quinch.
With that awful sounding song, she looks up and oh, hello there.
I already take offence to this character.
Yeah, well, there, Harriet be the name. This be Miss Smithy. I'm Harriet, and how can I help?
Weapons.
Oh, I see you're a bit of the charmer there. No, really. No, that's what I sell there, though. I do sell weapons. What weapons are you looking for?
Can you give us a readout of your inventory?
Oh, this is quite the episode that we're building here, where we're just going to read lists and things, and you just tell me the prices and what you want. It's going to be quite exciting for the listeners. Right.
Could you tell us about the full history of your family, please?
Well, it's worth noting the Dunkles. They date back to 856, right? And no, I don't know. I'm just a little smithy. I don't know family history. Do you know your family history?
Are you not one of the famous Dunkles?
I am indeed. Yeah, that's right. But
I'd like to commend you on your family's bridges and other steelworks.
Oh, you'll be talking about Courage and Burge.
Yes.
Yeah, no, yeah. They get involved in the bigger stuff. I'm just here doing the smithy work. I tend to stick to weaponry. They're off there with their grand designs, and I'm just here trying to protect the land, really, or doing my part anyway.
How are you related to Courage and Burge?
They're my uncles. They are.
So through your father or your mother was a sibling of them, or?
That's right. My father, Steve. He's one of the lesser known Dunkles. He doesn't really have much in the way of trade. He's actually claiming disability at the moment, but I shouldn't tell you that really. He's one of their brothers, and they helped me out when I said I wanted to set up this smithy. They did give me a little bit of money to get me started, but I paid that back a couple of years ago now.
Weapons.
Oh, I see. What? He's still at it, the big fella over there. Well, I mean, if you're wanting weapons, I can do your weapons. Of course, I can do your weapons. But first of all, I need to know. You know, have you got you got a license?
Do we get one license, or have we got a license each?
It's a license between us, and I believe our good friend Dweezil has it.
I flashed the license. Krill, what weapons do you even want?
I just like weapons. It's like my thing.
Is it?
So,
how many have you bought thus?
So in terms of
you bought a lot of animals.
In terms of custom weapons, can you see my great axe? It's mighty, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a mighty great axe. I can do it. I do great axes, and she points to the wall with the great axes.
How much might it cost to have one of these made at a 1/12 scale?
Oh my goodness! A 1/12 scale great axe. I wouldn't. What would you want? What would we want in a small great axe? I mean, is that not just an axe if you think about it?
Close, but it has to look right. And then he goes, "It's for Mr. Mosey," and then he pulls out Mr. Mosey and goes, "He's armored, but he's unarmed, and really, it's just not right."
Right, so you'd be wanting to buy like a toy axe then? Is that what you'd be after?
I don't like that phrase, but yes.
Right, and you want it to be as sharp as a proper great axe.
I want it to be exactly the same, but 1/12 the size.
1/12 size. Now it's worth noting I've never done this before. We don't have the right size of mold or anything like that. I don't know if that's what you do with great axes. I should know because I'm a smithy, but I mean a normal great axe would cost like we're looking at Dunkles. I don't know if you know, but the name does carry a little bit of weight. And so I would be looking at a normal great axe at like I don't know something like 35 gold pieces. But this is a custom made one. It's probably another 50 gold pieces.
Was Was that on top of the 35?
Yeah, because I'm thinking about the long-term thing. I mean, maybe there's something here I can do.
It's quite
Maybe.
small and intricate work as well, isn't it?
Exactly. I mean, I am, I'm just a small girl, and I can get my hands into the right places, if you know what I mean. But I'm just thinking about, I'm going to have to, custom made. I don't know if you know about this, but when you ask for something custom made, you've got to think about the fact that I've never done this before, so I have to learn how to do it.
I mean, he was probably willing to pay at least 5 times that amount, so I think you're right.
And how much? And how much might it? And how much might it cost? And how long might it take?
Well, I've got no idea. I've never even thought of such a thing. I mean, a normal great axe takes me a day or two.
Right, so it's 1/12 the size. So I imagine 1/12 the time.
Oh, that's quite a funny joke. I don't. Like I say, I've got to learn how to do it in the first place.
I'm gonna leave it now because I'm trying to save up for something for me. But I appreciate your time. I don't really need anything else unless you've got a great axe that might, for some reason, have +1 etched into it.
+1? Why would you want something like that etched into it? I don't even know what that means. What I can tell you though is I like to think, right. There's a reason why my axes cost a little bit more. That's all I'm gonna say to you. I'm just saying they're a little bit. If you go over there to that there lion's share and you be buying a great axe off the shelf there, you know what you're getting. But you come here and it's gonna be a slightly better great axe. It's a little bit more expensive.
How much was the great axe? Did you say 35?
35 for a great a Dunkel great axe.
And she's got one ready to go.
I would have thought so. Okay,
Harriet.
Okay, yes, there, sir.
Harriet.
Yes, there.
My friend Quinch has a great sword. My friend Krill has a great axe. My friend Gregomel isn't really one for fighting with weapons, but my friend Daboff and I both have a rapier, and I don't know about you, Daboff, but I found it somewhat awkward that we both use the same weapon. We're our own men. I was wondering, Harriet, if you had a short sword.
Short sword? He says, do I have a short sword? Bloody hell, sir. Short swords are my main thing. It's what I sell the most of. Got loads of bloody short swords. I got so many short swords I can't even sell them. That doesn't make sense because I just said I sell lots of them. But there you go. Yeah, I can do you a short sword. Let me have a little...
What I'd like you to do, Harriet. I've spoken to many smiths, and one thing that I've found is that smiths are not smiths. Smiths don't just make things. Smiths craft things. Smiths are artisans, are artists working in the medium of metal. And I've heard many smiths saying that sometimes a weapon, something that they've crafted, the metal might almost sing to them. I'm a bard, and this idea of a weapon singing to you, this idea of a weapon speaking to you and feeling a connection is something that I can wholeheartedly believe in. What I'd like you to do, Harriet, is look at your short swords and find the one that speaks to you, that tells you, I am the sword for Dweezil.
Okay. I like the cut of your cheer, but I see what you're saying there. You're not saying that just any old short sword is going to do for you. You want the right short sword. You want one that's going to, like you say, sing for you. And I guess looking at you the way you're bedecked, you look like a bit of a singer. A bard? You're a bard?
I am a bard. A bard of bards.
A bard of bards. Wonderful.
Your favourite bard's favourite bard. Yeah.
Wow. I don't have a favourite bard in me, but if I do, I'll ask them if you're their favourite bard.
Well, now you do. No, you do. Consider me your favourite bard.
So that makes you your favourite bard?
Absolutely. If you're not your own biggest fan, you're doing something wrong.
I like you. That's quite clever, that is. It's quite clever. Yeah, okay, I'll have a little look round. If you want to pop back tomorrow, and I'll have the right short sword for you.
Thank you.
Did I get my great axe, by the way?
Yeah. She handed over a great axe.
Special about it?
You're very business-like tonight, Sam. Like, very much just like, look, I want... Not even, I would like weapons. Weapons. How much? Right, okay. So her weapon is nigh on indestructible. It can break, but under very, very extreme circumstances. But also, what I will say is that in the first 10 attacks that you have with it, it will deal an extra 1 damage per attack.
Nice.
So it's just a little bit more. It's not a full +1. It's just a little bit more hardy for a little bit longer.
Will she give me any credit for my old great axe?
I don't know. Ask her.
Will you give me any credit for my old great axe?
I wouldn't have thought so. I've got great axes coming out of the Dweezil. I don't know what that was. Basically, some sort of anatomy of my body. I don't know.
I've got 2 great axes now, and that's a lot to carry.
I don't know if you can see, but I do make great axes. So I don't really. I'm not in the habit of buying great axes when I make them. Sorry.
Okay, that's fine. I'm pretty much done here, but thank you for your time. You've been lovely. Do you want to buy a goat?
No, I think that goat looks very special to me. Sorry, Blue. What can I do for you?
Hattie, Quinch unsheaths Hey Shit. Are you able to imbue or enhance this special sword called Hey Shit?
I can make it a little bit more sturdy. I can maybe, strengthen the metal a little bit, and perhaps it could be quite, maybe not quite as strong as an original, but I could certainly do something to help it along its way.
At this point, just giving it a wipe down would be
the wet wipe.
It could probably do a sharpening as well if you're offering. But yes, how much would you charge for such service?
Oh, and it's what is it? That's a great sword, isn't it?
It's the greatest of all swords. But yes, it is a great sword.
Okay. For me to give it a wee little boosting, I'd probably say I'd probably be looking at about 25 gold pieces.
I can't remember how much money I've got. Let me double check my purse. I didn't mean to say purse.
I don't care what you say, as long as you're buying and pleasant people.
Move on to someone else whilst I check my money.
Right there. Old sir, with anything? I believe your friend said there you're not really into the weapons. Was
I don't
anything
really.
I can interest you?
No, I'm afraid not. Your story of your family was all that I needed to hear. It's always great hearing a bit of history. I'm a bit of a history buff myself. So learning more about the famous Dunkel family, that's done me good.
Gregomel.
Yes.
Imagine a Dunkel cheese knife.
Well, I mean, can the lady make quarterstaffs? That's a better question.
Well, it's a little bit quarterstaff. I mean, it's a bit of woodwork more than it is metal.
Well, what if I wanted a metal quarterstaff?
It's a bloody interesting thing there. I've never made a metal quarterstaff.
That'd weigh a lot.
It would weigh quite a lot. It would, especially the way I make some. I make them a little bit heavier. I try to make them a little bit more sturdier. I wouldn't be just want to giving you like a metal pole. I could probably do you a quarterstaff. Starf. It'd probably be about 15 gold pieces, though.
I mean, in all honesty, I don't think I'm going to waste your time, because I never use my current quarterstaff. I just use it as a walking stick more than anything. And even then, half the time, I just fly around on my broom.
Well, if you change your mind, you know where I am. And lastly, the little guy there. How can I help?
I think I'm pretty good.
Okay.
I'm not really one for weapons. The one I've got seems pretty useful for now. But thank you.
No worries. You know where I am if you do want a quality weapon. Certainly the best around in these parts. And well, it's been wonderful. Anything else anyone wants? Good. Right then. So if you come back, if you come back tomorrow, and you can pick up your short sword, and I'll also have seen what I can do with this long sword if you're willing to leave it with me.
Yes, I just need to check regarding the finances. Would you accept a gold ring that is worth 25 gold pieces?
Gold ring? Probably. Yeah. Why not? Why not? Let's have a look at it.
Quinch hands
it
it
hasn't
over.
got a black winged serpent on it.
Quinch wipes it off and hands it over.
And she looks it over, bites into it to make sure it's real gold, does the whole classic. And
Quinch squirms as she puts it in her mouth.
Why? Where's it been? Why does this taste like peanuts? And then she slips it on her finger, and it's just a little bit too big. She's like, yeah, I could probably do something with this. I could probably imbue it with, I could probably mix it into someone's weapon or something. Yeah, I'll take that. Why not? That's fine. So yeah, if you want to leave me your longsword, I can do something with that overnight for you.
That's wonderful. Thank you for your service.
And and tomorrow I'll be able to, hopefully have something for you, or at least be able to tell you whether I can't do anything about the great axe.
What do you mean with anything about it?
With the little one? Are you not having the little one?
Oh no, it's you're far too expensive for what?
Right. I do seem to think that you think you can just buy custom objects and just assume that they'll be the same price as ready-made ones. But there you go.
If anything, I'm adding skills to your repertoire. You should be paying me.
Well, yeah, but I don't know that anyone else is going to buy it. I could learn all these tricks and try a new range of mini great axes. No one buys them, and there's a bit of a waste of my time. So I need to take up investment up front, don't I? Just to make sure that it's worth my while.
Has no one asked for a miniature great axe before?
No one has. No, it's been strange, that one. We tend to keep the axes away from the children. Hence why we don't do smaller ones.
What about the halflings?
They tend to pick smaller weapons.
No
to be
axes
honest.
for you, then, Dabov.
Think I'm good.
Literally, Dweezil came in and went, I don't want the same shit he's got. And yeah, get a short sword. Fuck him off.
Okay.
I don't think short swords a finesse weapon, is it?
They are, yeah.
Are they?
That's right. They are the way I make them anyway. Right then, if that's everything, I suspect then we can call this whole affair done.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Wonderful. Well, I'll be seeing you tomorrow, and you can go off and do whatever you want to do now.
Thank you, Mrs. Dunkel.
Well, it's just Ms. Thank you. I'm not a Mrs. Yeah, hence why I've got still the Dunkel name, but it's okay. Don't worry.
Thank you for joining us on our adventures. Please subscribe and leave a review on whichever platform you listen to podcasts through. You can also find us on Instagram and Twitter at Dice and Desire, where we share behind the scenes bits and bobs, and we'd love to interact with you there.
Welcome to Roleplay Retcon Studios, located at the nexus of all alternate universes, including the sexy vampire ones.
Ooh.
At Roleplay Retcon, we remake famously disappointing movies using comedy, hindsight, and tabletop RPGs.
Like Dungeons and Dragons?
Yes, but specifically not Dungeons and Dragons. We take a second pass at guilty pleasures like Batman and Robin or Indiana Jones in the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and even some controversial favorites like Twilight.
But I love those movies.
We do too, and all of the movies we do have something to love. If they didn't, there would be nothing to reimagine. At the end of each series, we compare our vision to the original films, because why the not?
I can't wait to listen to Roleplay Retcon on nerdsmith.org or wherever you get podcasts.
I'm gonna listen to it before you do.